had to say after the draft before the game.
I stole Heen here right after the draft of the first game for TNC versus Virtus.pro, and I wanted to ask him a couple of questions, especially ones that the panel had, so that we can understand, what some of the decisions were. So first of all, overall, how do you feel about that draft?
Not the best, to be honest, because we were second pick, so on the second phase we had to pick some heroes blindly. So it was more of the Fury and the Troll picks were a bit YOLO. It's just the nature of the game right now, and we haven't played Fury in a while, in officials at least. So it's not one of those drafts where I walked out of the booth and I was like, "We got this. If you lose, it's on you guys."
All right, so we'll have to see, how the players execute on that, and maybe the profit will be incredible. We'll have to wait and see. So as far as some of the YOLO picks, the Troll, Nahaz had a stat on the panel that Troll has an abysmal win rate before 40 minutes and then gets a lot better after that. And now typically you guys actually have shorter games, I believe is what they were saying. So are you looking to take this game late, or do you think that you can turn around that Troll statistic and win earlier?
At least for me personally, when I pick Troll, I don't think about going late game. Actually, I picked Troll to enable the supports because he's a range strong laner, and a lot of the carries right now happen to be melee, but he's ranged, so he takes a lot of responsibility, I'd say, off the supports. And our games usually, I'd say, Troll hits a peak timing around like 3 items and Aegis. So I haven't really, when I left the booth, I didn't really tell them, oh, if you go late game, we're going to win. I generally try to avoid that kind of mindset. But I think if we do stay even with them, they have a very early-centric lineup. We will be feeling pretty comfortable, especially with the BKBs later.
And so was the Weaver pick a little bit of a surprise because it seemed to come out of nowhere?
Yeah, the Weaver pick was definitely a bit weird. This hero is only some teams respect it. I think a lot of teams don't really treat Weaver like a hero. But when I've noticed in this tournament, when teams they pick Leshrac, a lot of them tend to just try to snowball the game entirely and really make the Leshrac the main character of the game. So we kind of when I saw Weaver, it wasn't completely unexpected because it is one of the best laners against Batrider, and probably in the game they'll have to match the lanes correctly, which is a bit of RNG, but yeah.
Well, the panel really expected a Kunkka pick to provide the lockdown for Weaver, just, because it's one of your guys' heroes. And then out comes a Dragon Knight. So did the Weaver cause that shift, or was the Dragon Knight still fitting in with your draft plan?
We thought about Kunkka, but the thing is, he's not really a frontliner. He's moderately tanky, but Dragon Knight plays the frontliner a bit better. And they did have SD, which can be annoying for the Kunkka combo.
And we're gonna do 2 more questions here. So the first one, we just heard some crazy crowd cheering. I'm very curious what happened there. But I do want to ask, what is it like drafting, putting your players out on that stage against a home crowd in a VP match?
I think we didn't really mind it too much. We expect their crowd to be more VP favored, and I think just playing VP by itself is very we have to really play our fullest to the fullest of our ability. They're just a great team, even when they might have had not the best performances recently. I think that they're a team you can never count out.
Yeah, they've consistent for a very long time. My last question, and this has been sort of a theme, everyone's been discussing coaches. They're so much more prevalent now, and people are giving you a lot of props for what has happened with TNC and their improvement. I want to know what goes through your head when you see Reddit threads and Twitter comments and the panel are talking about your influence all the time. Does that register to you? Do you feel that influential as a coach?
I think I helped the team a lot, but on the contrary, I wouldn't have joined the team if I didn't believe in my players, and my players are just really great. I think surely I deserve some credit, but once the draft is done, really, I'm not really doing anything. So it's half and half. I feel pretty good about our achievements, but there's no point in really trying to play like who deserves more credit, the players or me.
Well, good answer. Good to know as well. And they are playing. We do have games to watch, so I thank you for your time and good luck in this series.
Thank you.